In life, strength is not always about what you show. Sometimes, it's about what you choose to hide. A woman's mystery is her power. The moment you put everything on the table, you lose the leverage of curiosity, the magnetism of restraint. Today, I will share with you 5 things a wise woman must never reveal to a man. Not because you are deceptive, but because you understand the value of self-preservation. A pain is not weakness, but it is also not a gift to be handed out to anyone who simply asks, "What happened to you?" There are certain stories, certain wounds, that live deep in your heart, and they must be guarded until someone has earned the right to truly understand them. Too many people believe that emotional openness equals instant intimacy, that telling someone every tragic detail of your past will make them love you more. But reality works differently. The more quickly you expose the rawest parts of yourself, the more you risk being misunderstood, misjudged, or even having your pain used against you. When you tell a man about the heartbreaks that broke you, the betrayals that made you doubt yourself, or the traumas that still haunt your nights, you are handing him a map to your most vulnerable places. And the truth is, not every man will know how to handle that map. Some will not be ready, some will not care enough, and some, unfortunately, will see those weaknesses as leverage rather than as a reason to protect you. Understand this: people value what they have to work for. If you pour out your life story too quickly, you rob him of the journey of discovering you. Mystery is not about being fake. It's about allowing the layers of your soul to be revealed slowly, naturally, over time. A good man will not need every page of your book on the first day. He will enjoy reading it chapter by chapter, appreciating the depth of each word. And here's the other reality. When you share your deepest wounds too soon, you change the dynamic of the relationship. Instead of building attraction and mutual respect, you create a caretaker, patient dynamic. He may start seeing you less as a woman to be pursued and more as a problem to be managed. Attraction thrives in strength, and while true intimacy allows for moments of vulnerability, it is best when those moments are earned through trust, not given out of a need for validation. This does not mean you must walk through life cold and guarded. It means you must be selective. Just as you would not hand the keys to your home to a stranger, you should not hand the keys to your heart to a man who has not yet proven his loyalty, his consistency, and his respect for you. Let your early interactions be a dance of curiosity and learning. Let him see your grace, your humor, your intelligence. Show him the strength you've built, not the wounds you've had to heal. Over time, as he shows you that his intentions are genuine, as he proves that he can handle the small truths without judgment, you can begin to share the deeper truths. And when you do, it will not be a desperate confession. It will be a gift. The right man will treat your past with care, because he will have already learned how to treat you with care. There is a kind of power in silence, in keeping certain battles locked away until the right moment. Not every scar needs to be explained, and not every pain needs an audience. Some of your strength will always come from the fact that you endured, even if no one ever knows the full story. The world doesn't need to know how much you've bled to understand that you are strong. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is let your silence speak for itself. Money changes people. It changes how they see you, how they treat you, and sometimes even how they value you. This is why a woman must never reveal the full details of her financial situation to a man too early. Whether you have more than enough, or you're still building your way up, this is one area of your life that requires discretion. Not because you are hiding something out of dishonesty, but because you are protecting yourself from the subtle shifts that money can bring into human behavior. If a man knows you are financially well off, his attitude toward you might shift without him even realizing it. He might begin to expect you to take on more responsibility, to fund certain things, to carry a weight that is not yours to carry. In some cases, he might even see you less as a partner and more as a resource. And if he knows you are struggling financially, the reaction can be just as dangerous. He might feel you are dependent on him, that you have less power in the relationship, or that he can control you by controlling the money. Money is one of the strongest unspoken forces in relationships. It influences respect, decisions, and even attraction. That is why it must be handled with care. In the early stages of knowing someone, keep this part of your life private. Let him learn who you are through your character, your energy, and your values, not through the numbers in your bank account or the assets you own. Because once money becomes part of the equation too soon, it can cloud genuine connection. This does not mean you pretend to be something you are not. It means you reveal information in layers. If a man is truly interested in you, he will invest his time, energy, and effort regardless of what you can or cannot provide financially. If he is only interested because of what you have, keeping that part of your life private will make his intentions show themselves quickly. Many women give away too much financial information because they think transparency will build trust. But trust is not built by opening up your wallet. It is built by consistent actions, by mutual respect, and by the way you treat each other over time. Your financial independence, whatever form it takes, is your safety net. It is the foundation that allows you to walk away from any situation that no longer serves you without fear. That is why it must be protected, not displayed for the wrong person to use. A wise woman understands that money in the wrong hands becomes control. That's why she keeps her accounts, her investments, her debts, and her plans for building wealth as her own private business until she knows a man's character can be trusted with such knowledge. The moment you reveal your full financial picture, you are giving him insight into your options, your vulnerabilities, and your level of independence. And not every man deserves to hold that kind of power over you. When you guard your financial details, you are not being selfish. You are being strategic. You are ensuring that love, respect, and loyalty are built on truth, not on financial advantage. You are keeping the relationship pure from hidden agendas. And you are giving yourself the freedom to see a man's real intentions before you decide how much of your world to share. Because at the end of the day, the less someone knows about your resources, the more clearly you will see their true heart. When a man knows exactly where you are, what you're doing, and who you're with at all times, you've given him a kind of access that removes both mystery and freedom. Your daily routine is not just a schedule, it is a blueprint of your life. And when you hand that blueprint over too soon, you allow someone to map out your movements, predict your patterns, and, in some cases, begin to control them. There is a natural beauty in a little unpredictability. When people cannot anticipate your every step, they must remain engaged, curious, and attentive. This isn't about playing games. It's about maintaining an element of independence that keeps both respect and attraction alive. Too many women, in the name of closeness, report their every move as though it's required, turning relationships into a kind of surveillance rather than a space of trust. You are not obligated to tell a man the exact times you leave for work, where you stop for coffee, what store you visit after lunch, or which friend you meet in the evening. Those details, shared too freely, allow him to form assumptions about how much time you have, who you spend it with, and how your life is structured. Over time, this can turn into subtle control, questioning why you chose to go there instead of somewhere else, why you stayed longer than usual, why you didn't answer when he thought you should. A confident woman understands that her time is her own. She knows that keeping parts of her day private doesn't make her secretive, it makes her self-respecting. When you give someone the ability to track every move you make, You strip away the layers of independence that should be part of your identity, whether you are single, dating, or in a long-term relationship. Relationship should be about choice, not obligation. If you share what you're doing, it should be because you want to, not because you feel you must. And the more you retain control over your time, the more he will learn to respect your boundaries. Mystery in this sense is not manipulation. It's the natural result of having a life that is full and self-directed, not one that revolves entirely around someone else's awareness. Another danger in giving away your daily routine is that it can lower your value in someone's eyes. When every detail of your day is accessible, you can begin to feel too familiar, too predictable. Familiarity, when overexposed, can dull excitement. But when there's still something to discover about you, places you go, things you enjoy, habits that are yours alone, you keep the spark alive without even trying. There's also a deeper reason to protect your daily patterns: safety. Not everyone you trust today will be someone you can trust tomorrow. If things go wrong, the less someone knows about your exact habits, the less power they have over your ability to move freely without interference. Independence is not just emotional, it is logistical, and controlling your own routine is one of the simplest ways to protect it. You are entitled to have parts of your life that belong solely to you. The places you go, the moments you enjoy alone, the decisions you make without explanation. These are not weaknesses in connection, they are strengths in self-respect. You do not owe anyone a minute-by-minute record of your existence. The right man will be secure enough to let you live your life without needing to monitor every step, because the woman who keeps parts of her day her own is the woman who never loses herself. Your family's weaknesses, struggles, or private matters are not something you should place in the hands of a man too early. Family is sacred, not because it is perfect, but because it is yours. The moment you share every flaw, conflict, or vulnerability within it, you risk not only damaging their dignity, but also shifting how he sees you. When someone knows the challenges that exist behind your family doors, it can color their perception of you, even in ways they may not realize. A man might begin to see your family's issues as a reflection of you, even though they are separate. He might quietly judge, feel pity, or use what he knows as a way to understand your triggers and weaknesses. Sometimes, the very stories you share to build closeness can later be repeated, misinterpreted, or even thrown back at you in moments of conflict. And once those words are spoken, you cannot take them back. We live in a time where oversharing is common. People often believe that telling someone every detail of their life, including the private struggles of those they love, creates intimacy. But intimacy is not about giving away secrets. It is about trust, and trust must be earned. Protecting your family's reputation, even when it is imperfect, is not deception. It is loyalty. It shows that you understand the weight of someone else's story, and that it is not yours to give away freely. When you share your family's vulnerabilities too soon, you also open a door for unnecessary influence. A man might start to form opinions about how you should deal with your parents, your siblings, or other relatives. He may insert himself into problems that are not his to solve, creating tension and blurring the boundaries between his role in your life and theirs. The healthiest relationships have space for your family to exist without being under the constant judgment or commentary of the person you are dating. There is also the reality that relationships can end, and not everyone leaves quietly. If a man leaves with too much personal knowledge about your family, you've given him the power to share things that were never meant to leave your circle. Even if he never uses it against you, the risk is not worth taking for the sake of early openness. A wise woman knows that family matters are revealed only when absolutely necessary, and even then, in a way that honors those involved. This is not about painting a perfect picture. It's about holding space for dignity. You can be authentic without being an open book. You can connect deeply without putting your loved ones under someone else's microscope. If a man truly cares for you, he will accept the boundaries you set around what you share. He will understand that the details of your family are not a test of honesty, but a sign of integrity. That you respect the people who shaped you enough to protect their privacy. In the right time, with the right man, certain truths may be shared for understanding and support, but never before he has proven himself worthy of carrying them. Because a woman who can guard her family's dignity will always be a woman who commands respect. Not every dream needs an audience before it's built. Your future plans, your strategies, and the quiet goals you're working toward are among the most valuable things you own. They are the seeds of your next chapter, and like any seed, they are vulnerable in their early stages. The moment you reveal them too soon, you expose them to doubt, distraction, and sometimes even sabotage. A man does not need to know every detail of where you're going and how you plan to get there, especially before he has proven that he will nurture those dreams rather than interfere with them. The truth is, not everyone will see your vision the way you do. You may share an idea you've been building in your heart, only to hear criticism that comes not from wisdom but from insecurity, jealousy, or fear. Sometimes, it's not even malicious. People project their own limitations onto you. If he doesn't believe he could achieve something like it, he may, consciously or not, plant seeds of doubt in your mind. And once that doubt is planted, it can grow faster than the dream itself. There's also the danger of revealing too much to someone who might not have your best interests at heart. If a man knows the exact steps you plan to take, he could position himself to benefit from your ideas or, in the worst case, to block them. It's not about assuming the worst in people, but about recognizing that your future is too important to risk in the wrong hands. Keeping your strategic plans private also protects your independence. When no one else knows the full picture, you are free to adjust, to pivot, and to make changes without having to explain yourself. This freedom is critical, because not every path unfolds the way you expect it to, and the fewer voices you have questioning your moves, the more clearly you can hear your own instincts. A strong woman understands the difference between sharing for inspiration and sharing for validation. Inspiration comes when you've already built enough confidence in your vision that no outside opinion can shake it. Validation, on the other hand, is dangerous. It hands someone else the power to approve or disapprove of the very thing that keeps you moving forward. And the more you rely on that approval, the less control you have over your own destiny. When the time is right, and the person has proven their loyalty and respect for your journey, then and only then can parts of your vision be shared. By then, it will not be fragile, it will be strong enough to withstand questions, opinions, or even resistance. And the man who truly values you will never try to take ownership of your plans. He will simply stand beside you as you execute them. There is an undeniable power in silence when it comes to your future. It keeps your focus sharp, your momentum steady, and your energy directed toward action rather than explanation. The less you say, the more you can do. And the more you do, the more undeniable your success becomes. Because a woman who builds quietly builds without interference. And that is how she wins. Love deeply, but reveal slowly. The truth is, the moment a man knows the full extent of your emotional investment, the dynamic between you can shift in ways you may not intend. When he feels certain that you are more invested than he is, there is a risk that he will unconsciously take you for granted. Not necessarily out of cruelty, but because certainty often breeds complacency. Mystery keeps people engaged, and in matters of the heart, balance keeps attraction alive. Too many women make the mistake of pouring everything out too quickly, showing all their feelings, all their commitment and all their devotion before a man has truly earned it. They think this openness will make him feel secure. But what often happens is the opposite. He begins to feel no urgency to invest more because he already knows you are his. And once a man believes there is no challenge left, his attention can begin to wander. It's not about playing games or pretending to care less than you do. It's about pacing your emotional openness in a way that allows the relationship to grow naturally. You can feel deeply without putting every feeling on display. You can love without needing to announce the depth of that love at every turn. This doesn't make you cold, it makes you intentional. Keeping some of your feelings to yourself early on allows you to observe his actions without the influence of your own emotional vulnerability clouding your judgment. Does he put in effort? Does he respect your time? Does he follow through on his words? When you reveal your heart too soon, you may start excusing red flags because your emotions have already taken over. But when you maintain balance, you can see him clearly for who he is, not for who you hope he will become. There is also a subtle power in not giving someone the certainty of your full investment too quickly. It inspires them to work harder to win you, to value you more, to be intentional in their actions. Humans often value what they feel they could lose, and when you allow a man to feel that your love is precious and must be nurtured, he will treat it with greater care. Of course, in a healthy relationship, there will come a time when full emotional transparency is right, when he has proven his consistency, his loyalty, and his respect for you. Then letting him see the depth of your love becomes a beautiful gift. Not something handed out without thought, but something earned. And when it is earned, it will be cherished. Until that moment, your emotions are like a flame. You allow it to warm, to give light. But you protect it from being blown out by the wrong hands. You do not fan it so fiercely that it burns out before the relationship has even had a chance to grow. You let it grow steadily, in a way that strengthens both of you, so that when you finally reveal the fullness of your heart, it is met with equal depth. Because the woman who loves with wisdom, not just with feeling, is the woman whose love will always be respected